Welcome back. Over a dozen civilians, including a number of children, have been killed in a U.S. operation against al-Qaeda militants in Yemen. That's according to local sources. The U.S. military say the claims are under investigation. They did, however, confirm that a U.S. Special Operations soldier was killed in the raid on Sunday. It added that 3 more service personnel were wounded and that at least 14 suspected members of al-Qaeda were killed. The military campaign in Yemen began in March 2015 with a Saudi-led intervention to support the exiled president against an uprising by Houthi rebels. America has been supportive of the mission, which has seen accusations of civilians being targeted by the Saudi-led coalition. The conflicts also allowed al-Qaeda to expand significantly in the country. Although this is the first acknowledgement of a U.S. presence on the ground in Yemen, troops have been deployed abroad before without Congress approval.
Can the president send any number of special forces without calling them ground troops?
They are not ground troops in the sense that they are not conventional ground troops conducting combat operations on their own.
In Iraq, too, you said they were not going to be in combat, and then a serviceman died in a hostage rescue operation.
Once again, there's no point in arguing the boots on the ground rhetoric. It's absolutely no point in it. I'm not disputing the fact that we have troops on the ground and they're wearing boots.
It's a huge development, but it's not the first time. This development that happened today, the actual decease of a U.S. soldier on Yemeni soil in supposedly an area controlled by al-Qaeda in the Yakla district of al-Bayda, is a huge development, but is it actually a positive one? I beg to differ. I'm not here to say whether it is good to fight al-Qaeda or not. Obviously, it is good to fight al-Qaeda, but how and when there are civilians in the area, how did they make a decision to actually go and target this area, knowingly that there are children and women in the area? And how come the U.S. is involved in this, in an actual ground assault in Yemen, without even taking an acceptance or a clearance from the Congress itself?
And with the Saudi-led campaign still supported by Western countries despite a humanitarian outcry, some are resorting to desperate measures to save civilian lives. 2 peace activists have been arrested in the UK for trying to disarm warplanes bound for Saudi Arabia. Sam Walton, a Quaker activist, and Methodist vicar Dan Woodhouse broke into an aircraft hangar owned by BAE Systems. The firm makes warplanes used in the Saudi-led coalition's bombing of Yemen. Reverend Woodhouse released this statement after the arrest.
By stopping or even delaying Saudi Arabia having more planes with which to bomb Yemen, this action will save innocent lives and prevent war crimes. We're clear that the real crime taking place is arming despots, who will almost certainly be using the planes to continue to commit crimes against humanity.
Well, the UK is one of the leading arms suppliers to Saudi Arabia. It's sold £3.3 billion worth of arms to Riyadh since the bombing of Yemen began. That includes more than £2 billion worth of warplanes, helicopters and drones, meaning Saudi Arabia now has twice as many UK-made warplanes than Britain's own Royal Air Force. And that's despite numerous debates on the issue in Parliament.